Okay, dear students, and now we are going to talk about something called the comparison of radicals. So, first of all, we can compare radicals mentally. Means we can compare radicals using logic. For example, if you have a equals to radical 3 and b equals 5 radical 7, it's clear that 2 is less than 5 and 3 is less than 7, so radical 3 is less than radical 7 as well. Thus, when multiplying 2 with radical 3 and 5 with radical 7, we'll surely get that 2 radical 3 is less than 5 radical 7, and hence A is less than B. What if things don't work logically or mentally? What should we do? For example, if we are going to compare 4 radical 7 and 5 radical 3, 4 is less than 5, but radical 7 is greater than radical 3, so we cannot use mental thinking to compare A and B unless we use the calculator. So we use the squaring method. So what is this squaring method? We just square 4 radical 7 alone and we will get 112. We square 5 radical 3 and we will get 75. By squaring, I introduced the power into 5 is 25. Power 2 into radical 3 will give me only 3. Don't forget, we do not square the number, we just cancel the radical. Similarly here, 4 squared is 16 and radical 7 squared is just 7. So we get that 112 is greater than 75, and by logic that means that A is greater than radical 7. What about negative numbers? How to compare negative numbers? If A is minus 4 radical 7 and B is minus 5 radical 3, all what we do is to compare the positive numbers alone. Thus we will get 112 for 4 radical 7 squared and 75 for 5 radical 3 squared. Now, using logic again, when 4 radical 7 is greater than 5 radical 3, then surely minus 4 radical 7 is less than minus 5 radical 3, as we used to do with negative numbers, and thus A is gonna be less than 7. And finally, we have to compare using the difference method. We have to compare, for example, 2 radical 3 minus 1. Note that there is a minus sign separating the numbers, so squaring method doesn't work here. And B is radical 3 plus 7. So all what I do is that to make the difference between A and B. So A minus B, I put them in parentheses. Then I calculate A minus B. I can use the help of a calculator. And if I get a negative number, if I get a negative result on the calculator, I deduce that the first one is less than the second one, so A is less than B. This is another example. If I find the difference between A and B and get a positive number, as you see here, then I can conclude that the first one is greater than the second one, and so A is greater than B. So, here are the rules. Using the squaring method, if A squared is greater than B squared, equivalent to say that A is greater than B if they are positive, as you see in this example. A squared greater than B squared, equivalent to say that A is less than B if they are negative. So we reverse the order if they are negative, as you see in this example. So as you notice, when the positive one is greater than the other, then in negative we reverse the order. The second rule, A minus B is positive, as you see in this example. If the result of A and B, if the result of the difference of A and B is positive, then we deduce that A is greater than B, while if the result is negative, if we subtract, if we use the difference method and concluded that the result is negative, then we conclude that A is less than B. The first one is less than the second.